Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling one of those technical hurdles that is just maddening for anyone in AV distance.
Oh, yeah. The age-old problem.
Right, you know the feeling. You're trying to send a perfect, high-def signal across a big room, maybe a small venue.
Forget about across a building.
Exactly. A standard HDMI cable, it just starts to fall apart. You get signal distortion, or the cost becomes, well, just ridiculous once you go past, what, 50 feet.
If you're lucky, you hit a brick wall fast.
And that is the wall we are here to talk about shattering today. We're doing a deep dive into the Thor Broadcast F-HDMI-SMSC extender.
Our mission is really to figure out how this thing works. How do you take HDMI, which is famously a short-range signal, and reliably blast it up to 25 kilometers?
25 kilometers.
You need to unpack the engineering that makes that kind of range and resolution even possible.
Okay, let's do it. Let's break down that fundamental shift from, thick copper wires to literally sending signals on a beam of light. What's the core tech here?
It's all about the medium. The FHDMI system uses just a single strand of what's called SMFOC.
Single-mode fiber optic cable.
Exactly. It's that hair-thin glass wire that's designed for maximum distance. It connects using these little SFP-LC modules, which are basically just the standard plug-in ports for fiber.
And the quality, because that's the whole point.
The quality is, well, it's flawless.
Okay.
The key here is that the unit is sending full, uncompressed HDMI video.
Uncompressed is critical. That means zero latency, right? For live events or monitoring, that's everything.
It's a must-have. It handles HDTV resolutions up to 1080p, and for computer displays, it can do 1920 by 1200 at 60 hertz.
And that 1920 by 1200 spec is so important. So many people forget that a lot of pro-grade monitors use that specific ratio, not just 1080p.
Right, and it carries all the audio too, of course, up to 8 channels.
Now, here's something that really jumped out at me from the sources. It can also transport DVI signals with just a simple passive adapter.
It can.
So does that compatibility affect the range at all? Or is it just a clean electrical handshake before it even hits the optics?
It's purely an electrical conversion right at the input. The optical performance stays exactly the same. The whole system complies with the IE 802.3 ZIN standard,
Which is basically 1,000 basilex for anyone in networking. Gigabit Ethernet over fiber.
Yeah, it speaks that standard language, which makes integration so much easier. It's using a 1310 nanometer optical wavelength.
And you mentioned it operates in simplex mode. Hold on a second. That means just one fiber, not a pair.
Just one.
That's a massive cost saving. Think about pulling miles of cable. Having that is a huge deal.
It is, but the real elegance of the system, I think, is a feature they added for convenience. It's the IR return path.
Okay, this is the detail that makes it truly practical. Let's say my cable box is in a server room 15 miles away. How do I actually change the channel from the display?
That's the problem it solves. You put a little IR receiver by your screen. When you point your remote at it, that command is sent back over the optical path.
Back along that same single fiber.
It uses the return path. And then an included LED emitter blasts that same IR signal right at your cable box 25 kilometers away.
So you get full remote control with no extra wiring. That's genius. It solves a massive operational headache.
It really does.
So when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway here? This hardware just completely changes the rules of video distribution.
It does.
It takes this fundamental distance limit, this logistical nightmare of getting perfect zero latency 1080p video over huge distances and turns it into a simple single fiber reality.
And if we step back for a second, the sources also note that while this unit gets that massive distance over single-mode fiber, if you use multi-mode fiber, the range drops a lot.
Down to what, like 500 meters?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Which leaves a really interesting question for you to mull over. When you're designing a professional AV setup, what are the real engineering and cost factors that make you choose single-mode fiber over multi-mode, or vice versa? Think about that until our next deep dive.